welcome to my review of The Sanctum. We're joined with G'day, one of my new favourites. Oh, Tapcom, what are you doing here? Is that Wallaby and... Oh no, it's Picking the two. Picking the... No, please don't take this. Oh, guys, let's just play the video. Sanctum has a different vibe to the other islands. It's more culturally based, as shown with the instruments and the temple theme. The gradual build-up in tension leading to the secret verse, and now the final verse, I guess, leads to a highly well-executed song with a radiant finale. Its song is carried out beautifully. It continues in Bone Island's footsteps and manages to lure you in even further as the song builds, and far better than Bone in my opinion, as it has a continuous drive of momentum throughout leading to the finale. The tension inside of the song can be felt at most during G'day and Flora's verses before the finale as the monsters wind down, and I think this is a prime example of the kind of tension that the Sanctum song manages to hold. The secret verse inside of the song by far reigns supreme, and for good reason. Enchantling and Rorik fill the secret verse with charisma, energy, and for Enchantling, so much lore integration than anything ever seen in a song, period. They are standout monsters for more reason than one. You can physically feel the energy rubbing off of these two monsters, and the amount of energy placed into the vocals brings the song to a whole other level and makes the Sanctum feel very special. They bring about so much more energy to the Sanctum, I simply can't describe their roles other than being extraordinary. The loud, energetic sounds is just the kind of thing you want from the game, and they are role models for just how much vocalists can bring about to a song. It was amazing to see the natural step out of the scene and to see a completely new cast of monsters form a new song, the likes of which we have never seen since Ethereal Island. The amount of progress seen in the designs and sounds through the Magical Saga since Psychic Island shows with this cast of monsters. You can feel the fact that the design and sound team felt no restrictions when developing the Magical Sanctum, and it's wonderful and hopefully something we can see in future islands. The contradiction between monsters as vocals, like with Deja Jin and Kahuto, are more laid back to the more radiant and energetic Enchantling and Rorik, makes all of Sanctum's cast of monsters very unique. Seeing new vocalists instead of instrumentalists is something that we haven't seen in a long time. The Sanctum is a vocalist haven. Through the Magicals, we've not seen at all that many from the naturals taking up the vocalist role, and it felt so good to get new ones that befitted the song that was being released. The kind of skill level the sound team possesses now really shows through with these new vocalists, and it truly surpasses anything we've seen in the game, and it is beyond exciting. The monsters are each so colourful and memorable for this reason, and so many more. It feels like the lore behind the Sanctum kept on upping itself through its release. We have G'day, yes, G'day, whose family to Gajube, Zista, whose family to Gast, and even Enchantling, whose lore is unlike anything we've seen before. Seeing monsters as families expand through the Sanctum was so exciting. I'm confident in saying that everyone loves seeing the families expand, and the developers listening and adding just the right amount of new additions to families was so exciting. Each monster felt so special through the Sanctum, and the anticipation leading up to the release of each monster was something I thoroughly treasured. I love the little teasers giving out about a monster having a connection to the mythicals coming, or the Quad's bio linking to the Titan, and it made me so excited to see each monster, and rightly so, because each monster on the Sanctum is extremely important to the song, unlike what was seen on Light Island in my opinion. Taking even just one monster away from the song leaves out something special from the song, and this kind of monster integration makes you feel as though you have to have each monster. Not that you wouldn't already, because each one on Sanctum is just so great. The Sanctum goes above and beyond anything we've seen from an island, and I think a huge part of what makes the Sanctum feel special is how it feels cinematic. Enchantling's contribution to the song, and even Rorik's in ways, makes the island itself feel connected to the song. Enchantler, the name of the figure holding up the island, feels as though it's contributing to the song, and it makes out as though the entire thing is interconnected. It feels like a real, living, breathing place, and the animations help with that even further as each one feels so alive, and you can physically feel the energy bursting out of these monsters with Rorik, for example. And it just truly is magical, just like what the magical class should be. The Island Awakening on Enchantling's appearance feels like it's making a connection to Enchantling with how it has a desire to become something else alike to how that monster does too, and befriending them, celebrating the new inhabitants that have laid rest now on the island that it originally called out for. It feels like the island is now at peace, knowing it isn't alone and taking part in the musicality of the song and interacting with the monsters themselves. Seeing the song expand not just with the cast, but in forms of new parts of the song with Kahoot and G'day was a joy, and knowing that the new parts were coming, the new verses with each, and being able to see them inside of the recording studio before they even released was so much fun. It added so much anticipation to the release of each monster and made me feel even more excited. Knowing that they were coming made the releases so much more exciting, as it made you wonder when the parts would be added, as you guys saw in my discovery videos, and I hope this is something we can expect in the future. It really is just so good knowing that them verses are coming and you can expect them, and it makes you wonder, when are they gonna come? Monsters releasing every 2 weeks was a perfect schedule. It didn't go too fast, it didn't go too slow, it was perfect. It was the cherry on top. I love being able to discover islands one piece at a time and seeing how islands develop. I think Light Island seemed to go by very quickly, and seeing this nice pace made things all the sweeter for the release of each monster. It's clear that they were very elaborate in ensuring that a nice diversification of monsters arrived through the release, alternating between vocalists and instrumentalists and preserving, in my opinion, the best monsters all the way up to the end to ensure that interest was maintained was an epic decision, and the interest curve certainly wasn't all wobbly like with Light Island, as it felt like monsters who were more so standouts for the song were releasing on an untimely basis through Light Island's release, whereas with the Sanctum it feels like standouts were preserved for the end. After all, as the saying goes, save the best for last. The Sanctum blew away my expectations, going from light and tender to an energy-filled, amazingly epic song through its release, and I think the release of the island was the best release we've ever seen for an island. The only thing I would have changed is how the first few monsters were revealed on Fandemonium, as it felt bad to see monsters a week before the release, and it took away immensely from the surprise of discovering them in game. And same goes for the variants on that show, but I doubt we will ever see monsters released like that again. The Awakening of the Island at the very end and Enchantling left the Sanctum on an absolute banger. It leaves questions for the lore, and Sanctum absolutely is a resurgence since Light Island. Light Island may have been a rough bump in the pattern, but it's safe to say new island songs continue to get better and better with every release. I'm speechless. They heard the community's wishes and excelled. I have nothing but positivity to share with the Sanctum. The future is very, very bright for new songs. I can't wait for them to continue bringing new monsters on board and expanding on concepts established in the lore, hopefully, all while expanding their song capabilities even further. And with that, we have concluded our review, but let me just say I am leaving you with a hard question. Bone Island or Magical Sanctum? That's what I'm trying to work out. The islands are so good, it's so hard to work out which one is best between them, and it certainly is a debate which I'm going to be having. Pechidna, the island's beautiful, the song's wonderful. G'day, your island is wonderful too. It's going to be a really hard decision, guys. If you enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like down below and make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys later. Bye!